I'm a little nervous tonight. I want things to be right. Nice hat. Pulled down over your face. It's a very important night. Be busy. Do something. Come on, dummy. Come on. Now, it's time. Live and in living color. The greatest world's heavyweight champion in the history of this great sport. And it's my pleasure to introduce...
It's Sunday night and the week's been rough. Maybe you didn't catch up on all your wrestling stuff. Welcome to a show you can trust, with Nathan has skill pumps and Giandra LaBeouf. IllumiNerdi wrestling order, keeping up with everything wrestling every week, kinda sorta. If you missed it, we got you. We might have missed it too. So let's talk through the stuff we did get to. Down under like a didgeridoo, but aim at the top spot. Power Rangers show, we looking at you. It's all the same IllumiNerdi crew, but our show is COVID sick. Y'all, seasonal flu. We've been through a producer or two. Now Shay's riding with us and he's stuck like glue. We all are rated with curse words, weed, liquor, and brew. But we ask Joe for forgiveness, not permission. I thought that you knew. Hey, is this gonna get me in trouble, man?
Not the damn power. Okay, I was about to say, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of IllumiNerdi Wrestling Order. I am Jay. Of course, we got Nate and Pumps. We're going to recap the week in wrestling and probably talk about a bunch of other random stuff, too, that has nothing to do with wrestling. And that's
why you tune in. And that's why they tune in, Jay.
That's why they tuned in. So let's bring in the fellas. Big Nate Dogg, what's going on with you this week?
Actually had a pretty good week this week. Went and saw Old, the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie.
Okay.
It was good. I liked the story a lot. I just didn't like the cast very much. I didn't like the shaky camera angles either. But, I mean, I guess I could talk about that on another IllumiNerdi show, but we're not allowed to just try to muscle our way onto those like movie and TV shows. You know what I mean? Like other people try to do. But, we're going to try to not dwell on that this week and talk about that at the end of the week. But Pumps, who is Jay, you and I are John Cena this week because Pumps can't see us. He's looking fantastic, though.
He looks great.
He's in a throwback Montreal Expos. Now I feel like I'm like Stevie Wonder's handlers. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, like, describe shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
except I know I'm going bald.
No braids starting back here, huh?
No Snoop Dogg braids for me.
Like, low-key, if you put Stevie Wonder... If Stevie Wonder said he wanted to move and they just put him on an airplane and just flew him around for, like, 5 hours, how would he know where he was getting out? You know what I mean? Like, I legit read a thing that said he wanted to move his whole operation to, like, Nigeria or something. And they just, yeah, all right, Stevie, we'll just fly around for a few hours. All right, here we are.
We made it.
There's a comedian named Samore in Queens of Comedy. She's a Nia Long's sister, ironically, who from Friday. And she was like, man, if Stevie was my man, I wouldn't even buy him nothing new. I would just be like, feel right here. That's all your shit. And it'd be my shit. I'd just be having him touch my clothes all the time. Like, yeah, that's all you. That's all you right there. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. What's up, Pumps? What's up with you?
It's been a great week. I went back to Impact earlier in the week, Monday night, for my
2 weeks in a row.
my second stint. That's
Count
right.
Count them. Two times.
Two times. What else happened this week? Oh, Bucks in 6, you sons of bitches! I've been telling you. You wouldn't listen. You don't listen to me about New Japan. You don't listen about Ring of Honor. You listen about the Bucks, though, because they won.
Nah, I still wouldn't have listened to that shit. But we gonna let you cook. Salute to the Bucks. Yeah. The Bucks wanted the smoke, and they got it.
Yes, my hundreds of dollars of championship merchandise has yet to arrive. I had to go with the Expos tonight. But yeah, no, it's been a good week.
What about you, Jay? Meh.
It was all right.
You look great, though.
Thank you, darling.
I can't tell.
I tried to, because I tried to get out and go see Manny Pacquiao. I wanted to go film some footage of Manny Pacquiao working out, but now that with the Delta variant spikes, he's changed up his little pattern of working out that he does, and I didn't catch him. I drove away to Griffith Park for nothing, and at 4.50, 4.35 a gallon, that wasn't cool. But other than that, not a bad week. Not bad. But I'm here with you guys, so that makes the week great. I should have brought me a margarita in here, but we're going to talk about the week in wrestling. Pumps is a star now.
Not till this week. We'll see how they chop it up in editing. I don't know.
Oh, so this week is the week that your first appearance debuts.
Correct.
Got it.
We should have a song.
It'll be this week. Well, we could. It's on Twitch, so we could just raid the chat.
Producer Shay, are you writing this down?
No, he's definitely not.
Shay ate
watch along.
Shay ate a giant fucking edible before he started our show. That's how much respect we have. It's either that's how much respect we get, or he's just like, this show runs itself.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, you know what? Fuck this. Who needs a producer? All this shit away. We don't even need him. We got our intro music and we got ourselves. We can do this shit on Zoom and just toss it up to him. But that's cool. So we are here. Shout out to the chat. We went over. No, we'll save that for later. We'll save that.
Yeah. We'll do the inner IllumiNerdi talk at the end of the show.
Yes, we will.
We'll do wrestling. Jay, how much wrestling did you watch this week?
I watched Raw and SmackDown this week because I wanted to see what they were doing with John Cena. And, of course, I had to see my man's Roman Reigns and see all those guys and what they were doing. I wanted to see what the ladies were doing. What did you take in this week?
I actually watched a lot of wrestling. I watched SmackDown, I watched AEW, and I watched parts of NXT.
Oh, Pumps, what'd you take in this week?
Well, I watched Impact from behind the curtain that I can't talk about because I don't know when it airs.
Did you sign an NDA?
No, but if I want to be
talk about it.
If I want to be invited back,
well, we won't mention any names. We'll talk about your experience. How about
we can absolutely do that. I watched AEW. I've listened to all the podcasts, and I watched Wrestle Grand Slam today from the Tokyo Dome.
Well, hey, you know what? Since that was today, why don't we start with that? Let's since it's fresh and hot off the press.
Let's start with the New Japan report this week.
All right, let's do it. We had a gimmick match to start on the pre-show. It's kind of a Royal Rumble. 22 participants. The winner gets the King of Pro Wrestling trophy that's currently held by Toru Yano. It was an interesting match. You can either go over the top, pin or submission, or handcuffed to either the outside railing or one of the ropes.
That is a lot of steps.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
How many guys are in this?
22.
Yeah.
Pick a guy with 22 other guys. I guess because it doesn't behoove you to stop a pin?
Depending on... That didn't factor in until the end.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. When Bullet Club and Chaos were having their little back and forth. So it really didn't come into play until the end. So...
Gotcha.
It was a pretty good opener. Bullet Club looked really strong. Nate's boy, the Grado Khan.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Grado.
Yes.
Had a really strong showing. I feel like he's probably going to get a run with one of the lower championships pretty soon. And just as I wrote that down, he got handcuffed to the railing and was eliminated. Chase Owens ended up winning the match. He's now the new King of Pro Wrestling, so he can pick the steps going forward in these matches. So we'll see. It was a good opener.
Why did you say in the chat that New Japan is cursed?
Well, it's not New Japan, it's the belt. The
big belt.
The new belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ibushi won it, unified the belts, dropped it to Ospreay. Ospreay blew out his neck, is gone indefinitely. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's not a timetable for his return. He's out.
I didn't know the nature of his injury. I remember you were sad that he got injured, but I didn't know what the injury was. Ooh, that's
sad. Pumps was gonna cry in the car that afternoon.
Absolutely.
He probably did.
Like somebody stole my bike.
What was more depressing for you, Pumps? Ospreay's injury or Dewdrop's handling on Monday Night Raw?
I watch New Japan, so Ospreay's injury. Oh, that's tough. You son of a bitch. That's tough.
Got him.
Yeah, you did. But no, Ibushi was supposed to wrestle Shingo for the belt tonight, but he had a form of pneumonia that's commonly associated with getting something stuck in your throat. But Kenny's in America, so I don't really know how that happened.
Wait,
but
what?
I'm bummed. No, I'm serious. That's really he has a form of pneumonia where like his airway is messed up and they wouldn't let him continue, so they had to substitute Tanahashi Ace for the main event.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, that belt is absolutely cursed.
Like Madden. It's Madden curse.
It's Madden cursed. It's Peyton Hillis cursed right now.
Yeah. Ooh.
We'll
That's a deep
see.
cut.
We'll see if it's Vince Young cursed or how bad it goes.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat real quick, though. We got 7 people watching now. 4 of them are probably on this show, but we don't care. This is, back-to-back weeks where we've had a bunch of people watching along, and this is fun. And
back to back.
Yeah. Hang in there.
It gets better than New Japan, I promise.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships. Rocky Romero and Taguchi versus Ishimori and Phantasmo.
Woo! Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed. It was a good little match. Bullet Club came out strong, kept the belts. Meh. Okay. Not much to see here. I mean, Rocky Romero is a pro's pro. You know what you're getting with them.
Sure.
Robbie Eagles.
Does he still wrestle with an eye patch?
He starts with the eye patch and then takes it off. And a crown now.
Did he used to wrestle with an eye patch?
Yes, when he wasn't Black Tiger.
Low key, I think if you're gonna lose like either an ear or an eye is way cooler for the eye patch factor.
I don't know. I think you'd lose less with the ear. If you lose an eye, you lose your depth perception.
But you can't wear glasses like without an ear. But you can match an eye patch to your fit.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I bet you could get like some sort of piercing for your eyeglasses to hang on, though.
Then you got to get like a fake ear is way worse than a fake eye.
Ooh, I don't know. Fake eyeballs are pretty off.
But you could at least change, put like a design in it or something.
Like the guy in Last Action Hero?
Or like Fetty Wap? Like Fetty?
Yeah, exactly. You could like intimidate people by like tapping a knife on it and shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
All right, we've gone off track. Sorry, Pumps. Continue.
Well, none of that happened in that match, but, Romero's part of the booking, so you never know what could happen. Maybe in New Japan Strong that angle will pop up. I'm not sure. Yeah. Although 2020 wrestling eyeball angles and the Rey Mysterio stuff didn't really go over too well.
Dog. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. We'll see.
Rap.
Hey, what?
He just needs to rap. He could be a rapper. It'll work. It worked for Fetty Wap. It worked for Bushwick Bill. I think he had a patch too.
Slick Rick.
Rick had a patch. He just needs to drop like a hot 16 and it'll be all good. He'll be all good.
Well, call Danny Limelight and get Rocky on the show. we can discuss these ideas.
We're gonna have to pay for him, and we know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we can't afford Good Brother booking.
No.
Robbie Eagles and Desperado had a pretty good submission style match, and Robbie Eagles ended up winning the junior heavyweight title from Desperado. So that's good. Robbie Eagles is definitely worth checking out if it's a name you're not familiar with. He's sort of in the Will Ospreay mode, or vein, rather. But yeah, good kid, done some stuff in MLW. Australian kid, if I remember correctly, worked a lot of the British scene. Good kid, promising start. I hope NXT doesn't take him. Then we had Okada and Jeff Cobb. And
Jeff Cobb is still over there, huh?
Jeff Cobb is still over there. Maybe Guam needs him for an alternate in the Olympics again. I don't know.
Jeff Cobb's good.
Jeff Cobb is phenomenal. These two had a great look. It's Okada.
I mean, right, Jay? Jay, it's Okada. You know what I'm saying? You just got to throw your hands up.
I don't know what else to say. Like,
Okada.
It's Okada, and it's in the Tokyo Dome.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. So, yeah, that was fantastic. But surprisingly, my match of the night was a tag team match between Sonata and Tetsuya Naito and the Dangerous Tekkers.
Who the fuck are the Dangerous Tekkers?
Zack Sabre Jr. and Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi.
Nate Pumps is making these names up tonight because we do New Japan stuff every single week.
Yeah.
I ain't heard
I've never heard the deafening Tekkers. What are they called?
The Dangerous Tekkers.
The Dangerous Dog.
It's real.
That's like
it's Mustafa Ali's people. They're not
crossover. The Retribution and the Dangerous Tekkers on one side of a Survivor Series team.
Boom.
Listen, Donovan Dijak has worked the Tokyo Dome before, but this wasn't him. It was Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi are the Dangerous Tekkers.
Did they at least come out with like wearing like tool belts and shit? Like they're gonna go work on your computer?
Matrixy or something.
No, Taichi has like a opera singer gimmick.
Oh, because that works.
Yeah, it kind of does.
That's tech like opera.
Yeah. And halfway through the match, he rips his pants off. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Oh
but
my!
What? I don't understand the name of the team. Why is it the Dangerous Tekker? I don't get it.
Right.
Technical wrestling.
Oh.
Because it's Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I legit thought that this was like a computer gimmick.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Tech.
Sorry.
Dangerous
tech. Dangerous tech. I mean, a lot of, there's hacking shit going on in the world right now.
See, you have been conditioned by sports entertainment to just associate all these foolish gimmicks.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Pumps can't see. I'm holding up a picture of the Dangerous Tekkers because I don't know what producer Shay is doing. So for those of you who want to know.
Shay's got it.
Oh, come on, Shay. You better be on it tonight.
Look at him. Putting them to work.
Well, I slid into the chat and said, "Hey, how about we get some New Japan stuff tonight?"
You did.
So don't give him all the credit.
Don't peel back the curtain so far, Pumps.
Yeah, there you go. There's the Dangerous Tekkers on my 7-minute delay because I can't see my screen. Anyway, so yeah, this was a phenomenal match.
What an eye patch.
If one of the people that's rumored to be signing this week does go to New Japan and does not wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. or Tetsuya Naito, why even bother leaving the company you were previously with? We'll get into that. And then the main event was Shingo Takagi and Tanahashi. They just big men slapping meat. It was a good match.
Pause.
Yes.
No,
just
pause. The big men slapping meat.
That was the Big E line. I like beefy men slapping meat. That was Big E Langston's line.
Pause and pause on that too.
And Jay is just gonna low key throw an eye patch in.
Oh,
and we're just gonna keep.
Yes. Well, now I can see it. So
I will wear it in homage to it.
You can't see us. That's even funnier because you were talking and being dead serious, and Jay's like sliding in a fucking iPad.
Just doing the most as usual, but
I see it now.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Okay. All right.
No. That was all I had. Overall, it was a good show. I think they're really being hampered by the Delta variant over there in the Olympics. There's restrictions on the crowd, so it was just a lot of clapping. The matches went really long. If you want to get into New Japan, I wouldn't recommend this show.
At least he's honest.
It's just
it's their show, not our show. You mean
you
their show, not
Yeah, I
ours.
wouldn't recommend this Wrestle Grand Slam from
Okay, I was
from.
gonna say, don't get
Would
fired
you
tonight.
recommend our show though?
I would always recommend this show.
Just making sure you haven't crossed over to the
No,
new
no.
to the the Riker maneuver got ended, right? And they have a whole new name.
I did not.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk. Sorry, we'll
You'll
talk
have to
about that.
smarten me up on the end
Yeah.
at the end of the show on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your Tokyo T, your New Japan wrap up.
Appreciate that. Jay.
Happy to do it.
Hey, before we get into that, speaking of Tokyo Teas, have you gentlemen ever had a Tokyo Tea before? The drink, the beverage, the alcoholic beverage?
I remember the story you told about it the week before I joined the show.
Oh, that's right. That's how far back the Tokyo. That's right, because we were pumping up that Pumps was going to be back with the Tokyo Tea. That used to be his little thing. We've aged so much. We've come together as such a family that
Like a fine Malibu.
We have history we don't even remember.
I know. That's because Pumps don't do that thing that you and I like to do. So he remembers more things. He remembers more things than we do.
Yeah. Jay, since you're the only one that watched Raw, tell us about it.
You know what? Raw was a little bit better this week, but they had the lead-in coming off the pay-per-view, so they couldn't really mess it up. They had John Cena leading it off, of course.
See the John Cena promo. He's good. Good. John knows how to work a crowd.
Mm-hmm. He was good.
Say what you will. He walks the line of. It still seems a little bit like he's kind of allowed to say whatever he wants, because Vince knows that he's such a pro's pro in terms of media that he doesn't have to worry about him like going off script and fucking him up with like a misstep in a statement.
It's like saying Taiwan's a country or something wild like that.
Right, but he made up for it. But right, whatever.
Well, we're not paying him for his geography.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off.
We're not paying for that. Oh, it's okay. But it was compared to how Raw has been, it was a lot better. But that's because they're following they've got crowds back, so that was energizing. It was fun for me to see all the wrestlers walk out and get their pop and see all that stuff. But it was pretty much I'm still stuck on the whole Nikki Nash. You know who I'm talking about. Nikki Cross. I'm going to call her Nikki Cross. I keep wanting to call her Thicky Cross because she's thicker than a Snicker. But, she's still the champ, and that was about it for Raw.
This was the week she cashed in, though, wasn't it?
Yes, she cashed in on Monday.
That's how unimpressive it was, Jay, that she cashed in and we almost glossed over it.
Because it was so ridiculous. But you know what? It was still better than when Carmella cashed in. I think anybody cashing in will be better than Carmella cashing in. But she cashed in. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley had a great match. They make for good foes. And I hope they continue doing something with them. Yeah, they can leave the belt. I thought about you, Pumps, or maybe it was you, Nate, or maybe it was both of you, when you guys were on me about Sasha saying, you know what, she doesn't need the belt. Though, yes, she does. She needs all the things.
Yeah.
But now that girl has the belt, you're right. You don't need the belt. It's just a placeholder because the real action is still between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. They had a great match. And then after Rhea went all rogue and whipped Charlotte's ass after Charlotte won, then homegirl came in and cashed out.
Actually, now that I think about it, I did see Raw more parts than I remember. That's how bad it was. But because I remember thinking Nikki gave like a cross body off the top. That's like her fucking bad. That is awful. And like the fact that Charlotte had to lay there for the 3-second tan is it's bad. It's bad. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Of the belt being on Charlotte, but not like that. I'd rather see Charlotte in a 5-star match and lose the belt on a clean 1, 2, 3 like that than this stupid ass character. Sorry, Nikki. I like you. I'm sure you're a lovely human being, but your character's dumb as shit. I don't like it. I don't like the costume. The whole concept of almost a superhero. So how long is she gonna almost be a superhero? Like, what's the cutoff point? When do you go, you know what? I've been almost superhero for like 4 weeks now. I've gone through the training. I'm a full-fledged superhero now. I don't like none of it.
To put the belt on her after having the Money in the Bank for 1 week is like basically kind of like a fuck you to the Money in the Bank match. You know what I mean? Because nobody really thinks that she's gonna like hold the belt for a while. They're just like, oh, let's just get the briefcase off of her. What, you know what I mean? It's just, I just feel bad. I feel bad for the girls in the women's division that are actually trying to do something, and then this kind of booking is like not, I don't know, it's no good. No good.
Let me just take a quick pause and with some breaking news from WWE. Our friend Jeff Hardy has tested positive for COVID-19. So if Jeff Hardy's testing positive for COVID-19.
This just happened? Happened?
I see this update on my phone. So, well, it happened earlier today. But this one site is reporting that. So I don't know how. I mean, why would they lie about that? Oh, yeah, no, other people are reporting it too. So Jeff Hardy has COVID. So let's just see how the super spreader event went.
This is going to be like, people are going to look back at this and go, where were you when you found out Jeff Hardy tested positive for COVID? And they're going to be like, I was watching the IllumiNerdi fucking wrestling order. We all found out together. It was like a bonding moment.
Well, that's what you get for burying Karrion Kross.
Yeah. So Karrion Kross comes out for no reason at all.
None.
Other than to have the crowd see him. And then also Keith Lee came back this week. Only get his ass destroyed by Lashley. Raw is a train wreck. Unlike SmackDown, which is a smooth commuter bus.
Yes, those modes of transportation known for being smooth, known as commuter buses.
For those of you who do want the rundown real quick, here's the whole. This is just in less than 20 seconds. This is how Raw went this past week. We know that Nikki Ass got the belt. Keith Lee lost.
Goldberg came out.
John Cena came out. Matt Riddle and the Viking Raiders beat John Morrison, AJ Styles, and Omos. Natalia and Tamina are still beating people. Sheamus defeated Humberto Carrillo. Alexa has her little doll Lily back. Jeff Hardy defeated That's right. Jeff Hardy defeated Karrion Kross. So does Karrion Kross also have COVID?
But Jeff Hardy can't beat Karrion COVID.
That's a good one. Jinder Mahal was on there. Jackson Riker beat Elias, and that is Raw in a nutshell. Terrible.
It's awful.
Terrible.
You know, it's not terrible. SmackDown. SmackDown again is the best American wrestling show of the week.
Oh, get out of here.
Without question.
Get out.
I got a sunburn too, Chris.
We started off the show with Jonathan Cena again.
Yes.
He came out and he said, I had to crash Raw. Does his Cena shtick. It's still good. I have no qualms about John Cena. I think he's doing a good job. I do think that he's fallen into where the Roman Reigns promo was about, which is the end of the show, which we'll get to at the end. But it still works. I think he does the same old thing that he's been doing for 15 years, but he's Hulkamania, his new version of Hulkamania in terms of the gimmick, I guess, right? Because he's never going to turn heel.
Never.
So he's just going to be, the never give up guy forever, which, I'm for. I like it.
Right.
Finn Balor defeated Sami Zayn.
Finn Balor, that.
Yep, Finn Balor is back, and of course he's on SmackDown because he drew the lucky straw.
Thank God.
Yeah. So he defeats Sami Zayn, so it's good to have Finn back. Now, did you see this, Jay? They had Bianca Belair and Carmella wrestled at Rolling Loud.
I did see that, and I thought it was kind of weird. Although
it was really weird.
The energy, like, first of all, folks was just too high for all that. Second of all, that wasn't really the wrestling crowd. I think they just popped for the ladies because the ladies were looking hella fine. But it was just so, it was so strange. It was just so weird. I mean, salute to the E for the crossover and trying to promote these women and get more eyes on the brand. But while they're doing stuff like that and moving talented people like Samoa Joe to NXT, what the fuck are they doing with Raw? Why cannot Raw be better? It's like, Raw is like that stepchild or like a foster kid that they don't care about. They're like, we'll give them
which is funny because it used to be the other way around.
For sure.
But since they're on network TV. But yeah, so they wrestled at Rolling Loud, which...
What is Rolling Loud?
It's a giant outdoor music festival, like a hip hop festival. And
that's safe.
And it's, dude, you should have seen the crowd, bro. There was like
humongous crowd.
There's like 50,000 people there.
Speaking of super spreader events, but the ring was on a stage. They
were up outside of the ground. But it's just like, if there's 50,000 people at Rolling Loud, and I think I'm underselling that amount. Even if you've got 15,000 wrestling fans who are down for this, they're so spread out that the cheers, it's like I felt like the whole place wasn't going to cheer for fucking Carmella and Bianca Belair. I'm sorry. They're just not big enough stars.
I love them. I love Bianca. And
yeah.
That's going to happen.
No, if they were going to put women on this show, it should have been Sasha Banks, who's cousins with Snoop.
Exactly.
It's a fucking weed hip hop festival, for fuck's sake.
Facts.
And Charlotte Flair, whose dad is like Mr. fucking embraced by hip hop. Like,
woo!
That seems like a fucking no-brainer.
And bring the Migos out. Bring out
Snoop. Whatever you gotta do. Exactly.
Super lit.
I just feel like they put him in a bad spot by doing that. And the match was not great, and it just felt dull, and like I low-key like felt bad for him because they were put in a situation that they couldn't win.
No, they were still better than the men.
Yeah. Next we got Edge and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is just killing it on the mic. He's really funny. He's this whole heel persona he's got going that he comes out in the pumps like suits, and he's just obnoxious and funny, and he's a James Bond villain. That's all. I keep saying that every week. I think he's doing a weird James Bond villain kind of thing, and so him and Edge are going to wrestle, which I think is going to be very good. Edge can obviously still go at his age, and Seth is, Seth. We had Tony Storm.
Before we move on for Seth, Seth's music. Okay, so I know that they put a little bit of the Burn It Down back into it, but it's his new music and his new thing, which I'm cool with. But they need to play it more often so the fans know where to get hype at. Because every time I try to catch the Burn It Down, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say it. I feel like his theme music is different every single week.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I actually noticed the same thing. And his other music was so good. I don't know why I don't really know why they changed it.
Didn't need it.
I mean,
it could still be a heel to that.
Yeah, it's basically the same, music. Pumps, are you having a good time, buddy? Maybe if you watch a little WWE, you could chime in.
No, it sucks. I don't watch it. It's not good.
Pumps is like trapped like poltergeist. He's over there looking at the gray screen, waiting for it to suck him in.
So then we had Toni Storm debuted, and she beat my girl Zelina Vega. Then we had Jimmy Uso defeated Dominic Mysterio, and this is another one where I'm just watching the whole time going, motherfucker, if they let Dominic Mysterio go over on one of the Usos, I'm gonna lose my mind. And again, they came through for me.
It would have been funny though if he did though, because it would have been like punishment for his little DUI. Boy, they buried that.
Yeah, right.
So it goes off TV when one of them gets in trouble. But no, they were like, fuck that. This bloodline is hot. We just gonna overlook it this time. You gonna take a pay cut? They probably gave him a little pay cut or something, but yeah, they swept that shit.
Then the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman fucking Reigns, comes out and cuts a hell of a promo again. He's just great. It's just Pumps. I know you don't like the product, bro, but it's like worth it to just go and watch some of the promo work that Roman Reigns is doing, dude. It's
for me, it's the disgust on his face every week for everyone except for Paul Heyman and Paul's help, but his own family, the fans, the ring, the TV.
He's just doing it, and he comes out and he's like, he goes, John Cena's acknowledged me on Raw. John Cena acknowledged me at Money in the Bank. John Cena acknowledged me today, doing this whole bit, and he's just like, I expected Hollywood to energize John Cena, but instead he just came back the same. And he's like, and if I wanted to wrestle that guy, or I wanted to see that guy, I just watched tapes from 2005. He goes, John Cena is like the missionary position of wrestling.
I was so proud of him. I think that might have caught John off guard. He probably was like, "Ooh, shit, you been back."
Yeah,
that was amazing.
It was really funny. It was really funny. He tells John Cena, "No, I am not going to wrestle you at SummerSlam," which can only mean that he will be wrestling him at SummerSlam.
Of course.
But Finn Balor came out and said, if you're not going to wrestle John Cena, then why don't you wrestle me? And next week on SmackDown, we're going to have Finn and Roman, which should be a very good show.
I hope their styles, I don't think I've seen them wrestle each other before. Maybe I have in the past.
They have. I think it was in like 2017, maybe somewhere around there, I think.
I'm excited to see it. What I really want to see is, since Finn Balor is back, damn the Roman stuff. I get that they got to have a placeholder because John can't be there every week. He's a big time movie star guy now. I get it. I want Demon Finn Balor versus The Fiend. Bring back The Fiend out of the swamp, and I want a nice, good cinematic match with them two together.
Is he still bummed out about Brody Lee?
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Oh.
So that was about it. In terms of SmackDown, I watched NXT. Samoa Joe is back kicking fucking ass, which is cool. He's going to wrestle Karrion Kross, which is, I think we talked about this on a show a couple weeks ago about guys that need to get in the ring with Karrion Kross that don't look like midgets, like Adam Cole and some of these other guys. And Samoa Joe is a guy that can make Karrion Kross, come across as a bigger dude, I think.
Yeah, except they had to reshoot that segment at the end of NXT because the crowd kept chanting Hardy's name.
Oh.
Which one? Why?
Because Karrion Kross got buried on Monday night.
Oh, and they were being assholes and chanting Hardy? That sucks.
So they tricked the crowd. They said, "Stay tuned, stay in your seats. We got a big surprise coming." And the big surprise was they reshot the segment so they wouldn't chant Hardy.
Smooth. I like it.
They got him.
Got him. So AEW, Pumps, what did you think?
Yeah. Couple of good matches, a surprise. Other than that, it was not good. Not good at all.
What were the matches that you enjoyed?
None of them.
No, Moxley and Archer.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't see that title changing hands. It makes sense, though. Archer's done a lot of business with New Japan. He was with them for, I want to say, 7 years. So I think that's good. I definitely didn't see Nick Gage coming out.
Right. Now, Jay, are you familiar with Nick Gage?
Who, buddy?
Is that the guy who's now part of the... Which guy is that? No, I don't know him.
Yeah. I don't. You shouldn't know who he is.
The drug-addicted bank robber?
Yeah. He was in one of the Dark Side of the Rings, and he's like a deathmatch wrestler that, like,
legit died in the ring.
Yeah, like throws himself through so much glass that he like cuts main arteries, and he's like missing teeth, and he tried to rob a bank and did like 3 years in prison, and like there's a dark side of the ring on him. You should watch it. And then
he's the guy that almost killed Arquette.
Yes, you remember that? Remember David Arquette was in a wrestling match and he got all cut up?
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy that did that to him.
Oh, I might watch that tonight.
Yeah, it's Dark Side of the Ring, Nick Gage. It's talk about like a true crime style, Discovery Channel, TLC style fucking story that is.
I think I'm on that. I actually have some time. I don't have no interviews until like tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, I think I need some new stuff to watch. So
they brought out this fucking maniac who is going to wrestle Jericho next week in a death match.
What the fuck?
Well, it's part of the MJF. Jericho's got to do the 5 labors of Jericho to get to Max. So he beat Shawn Spears because everyone beat Shawn Spears.
In fairness, I like this angle because he referenced oh, remember when Hercules had to do these different, he had to kill the Hydra and then he had to do, blah, blah, blah. You want a match with me, bro? Then you have to go through these other matches, but they're cool stipulations. Like
it's the same thing he did with Cody, though.
I know, but was it stipulations like you have to wrestle Shawn Spears, but he can use a chair and you can't? Like, was it stuff like that?
Well, no.
Well, that's what I think is cool about it, is that he has to wrestle guys, but then he gets to choose these crazy stipulations that are ridiculous. Like bringing out a meth-addicted bank robber to cut Jericho.
Right.
I hope they're insured. That's all I can say.
Ain't no insurance.
They cannot do this live. They can't. They cannot do this live. No, absolutely. No.
We're watching.
Jay, he came out with the pizza cutter because that's like another one of his gimmick. He like for real like pizza cuts people. You should watch it.
They cannot show this live.
We're watching it. We're on it. We're on it together. Yeah. We're doing it.
All right.
Like TNT will not allow this to go live. They'll cut the feed. It's just you can't put this on cable television.
It's gonna be on there.
Sure can.
Someone's getting cut.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
We're watching.
What else? Yeah, what else happened on AEW?
Pizza cut match.
Orange Cassidy and Sting had a little kick contest, which was funny.
Yep. Britt Baker wrestled Nate's favorite wrestler and got injured again.
Oh, Nyla, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Nyla Rose. She's good. She's good. You should keep letting her wrestle women.
Britt Baker broke her wrist.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be able to defend the title with a broken wrist. So
hottest female they got.
What?
And I don't mean like in looks wise. I mean like in work, like wrestling, like is the Becky Lynch of AEW.
Yeah, 100%.
And she's hurt, and it sucks for her because she was killing it.
What was she doing? What was the spot that went wrong that she broke her wrist on?
It was some sort of power bomb thing where she rolled over wrong on her wrist and it got caught in the mat, I think.
I mean, listen, that's probably not Nyla's fault, but it seems like a freak accident. I don't want to.
Well, we can't keep blaming Nia Jax for all the shit that happens in her matches if we're not going to blame Nyla Rose.
Fair enough.
Facts.
That's a great.
I feel like we need like one of those things from Monsters Inc. that we've had this many days without an injury. Salute to you, Nia Jax. No one's been injured for a long time, so good job, sis. And shout out to you for bringing back your natural curls. Yay.
That was like it that happened on AEW, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't a great show. It wasn't. But the Moxley Archer match was really good. That was the main event.
Yeah, so. Where he takes that awful spot.
Yeah.
His fucking shoulder blades.
Yep.
I'm not really sure why you need to do that, but it looked good.
I don't know. Do we want to talk about the big AEW?
Yeah, of course. That's where I was going to go next. So apparently AEW has signed CM Punk and Daniel Bryan?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's
the
pretty
rumor.
wild.
Shay's favorite wrestler, CM Punk. Yes. Our producer Shay is so excited that he's been signed. Please send him, your greetings on Instagram and let him know that you are part of the Punk Nation too.
Yes.
He likes to refer to himself in chat rooms as CM Shay. That's his Tinder handle.
Yeah.
CM Shay.
Yeah.
That's where you can find him on Bumble.
The views in the chat of the IllumiNerdi do not reflect the views of the hosts on this panel. So I just want to put that out there. The rumor is that the Daniel Bryan deal is completely done. The Bryan Danielson is going to debut at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the big New York show they're going to do.
And they're going to do Punk at all out or all in, or what's it called?
Well, Punk is tricky because like Sean Ross Sapp and the big boys haven't confirmed it yet.
You got to debut him in Chicago, right?
You would think, yes.
You'd be an idiot not to.
But here's the problem. If you debut him in Chicago, does that mean you don't let Hangman win the title? Because do you steal Hangman's thunder for finally getting over the Kenny hurdle?
Yes.
Or do you let Hangman lose and be like, well, you lost, so here I am.
I think he still wins his title, and they still get their big eyes on the thing. Maybe they're doing that so they can have the eyes.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how many dates each dude is doing. You know what I mean? Like, is Punk going to be there every week? Is Bryan going to be there every week? I think Bryan's not going to be there every week. I think Punk will. I think Punk will be there every other week. You don't think you think Punk's going to be on a lighter schedule than Jericho?
Punk doesn't need the same validation as Jericho. Jericho is the thirstiest man in professional wrestling. Punk doesn't care what people think about him.
So you think Punk's going to be AEW's Brock?
I mean, not that. He's not going to be on the Goldberg 2 matches a year.
No, I know, but he could be Brock.
I think he'll show up for 6 weeks at a time, 6 to 8 weeks, do an angle. Or once a quarter, maybe once every other quarter, he'll do, because they do pay-per-views, whatever. So he'll show up for All Out, do the build-up to whatever the next one is, Full Gear maybe, and then go away for a little bit, and then show up again for whatever, I don't know, the Jericho Cruise or whatever.
I think you're wrong, bro. I think he's there every week.
I hope he is, because I think that if he does show up at the pay-per-view, the next night, they'll get 2 million views. They'll beat Raw.
The amount of money that they are going to have to pay him to wrestle again, and they're going to need him to be there at minimum every other week.
I think he's going to show up every week until they piss him off, and then it's going to be a problem. I say, okay, we should start a little pool. I think we get 9 consecutive weeks of CM Punk, and then he's going to go off script and act a fucking fool, and it's going to make him even more over. I'm going to say 9 weeks.
CM Punk can do no wrong to the wrestling community.
Not to that audience.
No, not a fucking chance. Neither can Daniel Bryan.
Oh my God. Do you think he's going to be a baby face, or how do you think they're going to introduce him?
They're not going to have a choice.
Yeah, he's they're going to do the yes shit. Like, does the WWE have the yes shit trademarked?
I don't see how you can trademark the word yes.
But can you trademark it 3 separate times with fingers in the air? Like, as a phrase.
They do that like hockey games and stuff too, so.
Yeah, I know, but that's good press for when he's wrestling for you. But when he's not wrestling for you, then they don't want him to do that at baseball games and shit. I'm assuming,
I'll put it this way: if they can, they will have already filed the paperwork.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, one last thing, totally unrelated to AEW, but I wanted to say this before I forgot. Baron Corbin.
Oh, that's right. I made a note too. Good. Continue.
Baron Corbin is hilarious in this down on his luck character.
So good.
And this shit was so funny this week that he brought like $80 from Kevin Owens. Kevin had like $80 in his wallet. And then Dolph Ziggler and Rude showed up and beat his ass and took his money looking like extras from Grease with the leather jackets and the slick looking like Grease Lightning. It was so, I cackled. Salute to you, Baron, for playing the buffoon.
Baron Corbin did an interview where he was talking about being crowdfunded the week before. And he was like, I got involved with some shady businessmen and the person that set up my website, and they stole all the money that was donated by the fans.
Meanwhile, with a little ketchup stain on his shirt here, and he was so like,
funny.
The same. They're like, "Are you wearing the same shirt from last week?"
Yeah.
But it's so clear that it was like a JCPenney shirt that they just was like, "Put this on."
He's bald, and it's just his grown out hair. It's just fucking funny. He just they like really they play up his like bags under his eyes and shit.
I love it so much.
It's very funny. And, me too. I love it.
Baron is hilarious. He is really funny. He's really a funny guy. Much more than I gave him credit for.
Yes, I agree. Before we get into IllumiNerdi channel segment, Pumps or Jay, do you guys have any other notes on wrestling for the week?
I do.
I do not. Go ahead,
okay.
Pumps.
Go ahead with your fast.
So last week, speaking of Nick Gage, last week I talked about him wrestling Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, for the GCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
That went down yesterday, and believe it or not, Matt Cardona won.
Yes. Jay, we'll send you on Instagram a video of this guy beating the guy that you're going to watch in Dark Side of the Ring, and the crowd fucking dangerously threw like
bottles,
75 bottles in the ring at this dude.
Aluminum like beer bottles.
Yeah, it was awful. But to his credit, he hung in there. He was shielding himself and holding up the belt.
Yes.
A mess.
Yes. He calls them the GCW universe and tells them how much he loves them.
Yeah. Oh. So funny.
It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I'm trying to think. The San Diego Comic-Con reveals for WWE came out this week for their figures. Meh. I'm not super impressed. I know Nate and I talked about it. Meh.
I like the Earthquake Royal Rumble one and the Yokozuna one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not gonna buy the Build-A-Figure Dominic Mysterio?
No. Did you know they're doing that, Jay?
No.
So you have to buy.
They're stealing Hasbro's gimmick. From now on, all the lines will have a Build-A-Figure included.
Yeah. So let's say they release like 6 figures in a set, right? Well, each one of those figures has a piece of another figure, and then you build them if you get all of them. Right? So like one will have an arm, one will have a head, one will have a leg. And then once you buy the whole set, you can put them together and make another figure, right? It's like getting a free figure or whatever. Well, it's going to be Dominic Mysterio, but when he was a kid, like a child in the Eddie Guerrero Rey Mysterio feud. It's like this big.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's the Hornswoggle mold. It's got to be.
It's pretty funny.
But
Prince Mysterio. Look, okay, while we're on Prince Mysterio, shout out to our homie from AEW for calling him back, because now I can't call him anything but Prince Mysterio. This dude botched so many times during his match. It was ridiculous. It's like, how hard do people have to put you over and you still fuck it up? It was just, he was coming off doing the crossbody. He's missing the spotty, bouncing off of people. I'm like, Seth can only, who was he wrestling with? Was it with Seth? Who was he in the ring with? See,
this week he was with Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah, that's right. So Jimmy's trying to put him over and have him looking good, even though we know Jimmy's going to win the match. And it was just so bad. And oh God. I don't understand how he can jump the line and still be that bad. Bad Bunny was better than him. Bad Bunny was hitting his spots.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
That's
not
all
good.
I got. That's all I got. Sorry, Prince Mysterio.
So, this week, one of the highlights of my week, and I know Jay's as well, and Pump's, we may or may not have hijacked the Power Rangers Sentai wrap-up show.
I believe it was Jew Ranger. Or Jew Ranger, not Jew.
And we listen, we all happened to be home at the same time. It was like the stars aligned for a moment. And
Yes.
everybody happened to be home, and they happened to be doing a live show. And I popped in the chat. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna run up in this Sentai wrap up show's chat." And Jay was like, "I'm on it," and Pumps was like, "I'm on it." And bless their hearts,
They did try.
they did. Listen, I don't know if I thought it was more hilarious or more disrespectful that they didn't know who we were in the chat.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I was quite offended by that. We
I
spent
was
all
low-key
this time
offended too.
trolling you,
I
and you don't know who we are.
I know. And like I was low-key offended, but I also thought it was hilarious because he kept saying our names.
Yeah. They were so hyped at how engaged we were in their chat that I started feeling a little low-key bad. Like, I can't troll the children. They're very happy to see us. They were answering our questions all nice.
I know. I even asked him about the end of the IWO show. I was like, hey, like it's funny, but they're really mean to the Ranger guys. And this was my favorite part. Was this kid who tried to say,
Oh, God.
I used to watch wrestling as a kid. Motherfucker, you were a kid 5 minutes ago.
Last week.
What?
Yeah.
They looked like they were like 13 and 14. But my favorite thing was asking if the Black Power Ranger was always black.
And that, yes, yep. And then I followed that up with the Yellow Ranger always Asian.
And they really gave us some real answers. And then I felt like an asshole because they were like,
no,
these particular Power Rangers are all Asians, but historically, and I was like, oh,
they were into it, and they were low key like giving us real answers to questions. So I kind of felt bad.
But we're trolling them again.
Yeah, we're trolling them again. But then I said you should go on the IllumiNerdi wrestling show and discuss it.
They don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. They were like, I don't really watch wrestling anymore.
They would get eaten alive, bro.
Yeah, they compared wrestling to a leprechaun, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He goes, the Power Rangers. Oh my God, this fucking kid. The Power Rangers, he goes, the Power Rangers, everybody knows that it's fake. But wrestling still tries to make people think that it's real. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Kayfabe was dead before that kid was born.
And he was trying to act like wrestling was for little kids with a Power Ranger background on.
We have to whip their candy asses every week. We're in there. We're all home and the stars align like that. We're trolling. I'm going to go dig deep. This kid told us that he watched 30 seasons.
30 seasons.
Listen here, IllumiNerdi people in the chat. Jay is 46 years old, okay? I am 46. Law and Order SVU has been on for about 24 seasons. And I'm like, how did you manage to watch? He said he watched all 30 of those seasons
in like 3 years, right?
Like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
It's taken me the 24 years to watch the 24 seasons of Law and Order. These kids don't be doing nothing.
And then the other dude was like, "Oh, I've seen 2 seasons." And then I commented, I was like, "Dog, you've seen your co-host has seen 30 seasons and you've seen 2? How are you even a person that could comment on this and have a show?"
Yeah, we was off the chain that day. I was drinking. It was great. I had a ball. I enjoyed that.
You were killing me, Jay. It was funny.
I enjoyed that. See how messy me and Nate are? That's why we have Pumps here to keep us honest.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of other shows on the IllumiNerdi channel,
yes,
we, my friends, we had the most views last week that we have had in 2 months.
Hey,
right? 104.
Oh shit.
104. And shout out to everybody that is watching the show, because I feel like a lot of people in the chat that have been here for this episode were people that were here last week, and I really hope that we're building a place that you guys want to come and watch us talk wrestling and dick around for an hour.
Exactly.
It's super cool. You know who's not super cool? The Star Wars Bad Batch episode 13 watch along. 73 measly ass views.
Oh.
The Sentai wrap up with us joining 63 measly ass views.
What?
Yeah, they had to change. The Riker maneuver had to go bankrupt and then file for a company name change and rebrand as Two Guys and a Shuttle Pod.
What?
Which it's an interesting name. That's got to be Josh has got to be involved in that one, right?
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Two Guys in a Shuttle Pod. I don't know. Listen, I'm for everything, but that's an interesting brand change. 41 bitch ass views.
Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Should be Two Guys in a bong.
Yeah, or like two triples and two guys and a
two guys, one blunt.
The Rick and Morty show beat us. The Power Ranger main show with Joe and Battlestar Galactica and Jeezy Zeus, right? His name's something Jeezy Zeus. He's the Asian cat. Jazzy Zeus. Anyway, that's their show. They're good. Power Rangers Beast Morphin Cast. I don't know. I just feel like they throw shit on. They just throw Power Rangers in front of it, and they just get a bunch of like bot views that just show up. These things can't be getting this amount of views, but we are going to build on this success. I feel like we are really putting together a good show for you guys.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the Verizon store, and I'm going to get on all the devices there, and I'm going to put them on our show and let the show run on all the devices in the Verizon store. I've done that before. That helped my channel a lot less. Whenever I go to any tech store, if they've got shit out there that can connect to the internet, it's going to Bad Culture. This time it's going to go to the IllumiNerdi Wrestling Order.
That's the kind of 90s street team shit that we are about.
Period.
We will run up in a Sam Goody.
Right.
And steal CDs with giant plastic cases on them.
Right.
That's the era we come from.
Damn right.
So
right.
If we've got to run up in a few Verizon spots, we will do it. Because you know, I don't think Battlestar Galactica, young Zeusy, Joe, and
Juicy Oozy,
and the Brit and I want to say the other kid's British. He never fucking talks. Joe talks. I watched some of that this week. Joe talks the entire show. These other motherfuckers are piggybacking on him. Joe is dominating.
Well, he does have the Ranger costume.
That's true. He is actually a Ranger. Joe is as close to a Ranger as Pumps is to a wrestler.
Yeah, but I've actually been around a wrestling ring. I don't know that he's been around a Power Ranger set. So,
but he got a costume done.
I'm sure he's been around.
I got a wrestling belt.
I'm for sure he's been around.
I have a wrestling belt at the boss would bring it, but next week I'm gonna have a wrestling belt.
Yeah, I'm for sure Joe has been around a Ranger set. Whether or not he was in a wrestling outfit or in a Ranger outfit while he was on that set is another story.
I want to see a Power Ranger wearing a wrestling belt.
100. That's all I got.
Yes, but we are still the show, the must watch. We are premium content. We damn near should be pay-per-view content, to be honest. to keep it all the way a buck. All them other shows keep the lights on, but this is the content that you really came to see.
We're the Adult Swim of the Cartoon Network. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Actually, that's kind of dope. We really are, because the other shows are so nice and wholesome, and we're not.
No.
We're definitely not.
Pumps and Six.
Pumps
and
and
Six, baby.
Six.
We are the Aqua Teen Hunger Force of this Adult Swim cast. Because there are 3 of us, and Shay can be Carl next door who doesn't want to go anywhere or do anything.
It's true. That's true.
Pumps is the guy from Home Improvement who used to be just peeking over the fence like this. He would really go out there and I think he'd just be looking.
Pumps, we need you to have your camera working next week, brother.
My camera works fine. It's the screen that I can't see.
It's true. Semantics.
Okay, well, we're going to have you take a week off from buying things and buy a new computer, okay? No more shoes this week. No more wrestling gear this week. No more T-shirts. No more Malibu.
Wait, whoa. That's where I draw the line.
Wait a minute now.
Damn Tarnation minute here.
I feel personally attacked if you try to take my delicious Malibu.
Yeah.
Malibu
Need you to have
my precious.
Need you to have a margarita next week, Jay.
Okay. Well, we need you to see us in all our ignorance next week, Pumps, getting together.
Well, I will do my best. Shay can handhold me through some technical support. Maybe we'll get this done.
I like it. And that's why Shay is the best producer on the IllumiNerdi channel. Shout out to Shay.
Yes. Send him your love notes and messages. And remember, he is the biggest CM Punk fan in the world.
All of your CM Punk fan art, your CM Punk hentai, CM Punk. What's that one? Oh, Fuda. Yeah, send him your CM Punk Fudanari stuff.
Yes. And if you can make a K-pop sounding song paying tribute to CM Punk, that'll just put it over the top.
Yep.
I like to call it Shay Pop.
Yes. Shay Pop.
Yes. And I think that's it. So before we wrap it up for the night, Pumps, do you have any new gear, any new wrestling toys or lost treasures you need to show us?
No, it'll be Bucks and Six gear for the foreseeable future once that package arrives. As I said last week, I have a reel on Instagram that was closing in on 10,000 views. Well, that sumbitch blew up, and we're closing in on 100,000 views.
Woo!
So, if you haven't seen that, give that little gimmick a check out.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? There's something else. Oh, Impact Wrestling, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. I don't know what time it'll be on the West Coast because I can't figure that time out. However, this Thursday, watch Impact, second segment. Watch for the guy in the dinosaur head. That's me.
That's our guy here. That's our guy.
That's
right.
Me.
Get those.
So that's all I got. Nate, Jay, what are you guys up to this week? Anything?
Oh, Jay, produce report.
Oh, yes. Chris will be very upset if we don't get a produce.
Very mad.
The produce report, we still got bell peppers. We got more bell peppers growing. The tomato bushes are growing back. I got scared for a minute. I thought the MJ plant was going to die. It was getting a little yellow, but it's making a comeback. I took the bad leaves off of it. The avocado tree is still growing. We still got mad strawberries. And I just want to know why the hell are there so many spiders in my backyard? It's scary. You see the MJ plant's getting a little bit yellow, but we're going to nurse it back to health and be good to it. And that is your gardening report here on.
I saw a really cool recipe today of cutting peppers in half and making eggs and shit on a grill, like an omelet inside of pepper, like in a pan.
That sounds bomb. I would do that for sure. Oh, I do this thing with stuffed bell peppers with like ground beef and I've done shrimp and rice. Like bell peppers are the best in the world.
They're very versatile.
Yes, they are. Nate, this week for you? Oh, and then I got I got kind of a light week this week. I'm doing a Bad Batch interview tomorrow, ironically. And that's it. I'm in my feels a little bit. I didn't get any interviews for the Jungle Cruise, so I'm in my feels about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't want me and The Rock to get together, which means I'm telling you, when I get together with The Rock, I feel like I could elevator pitch The Rock at this point. Like, stick me in an elevator with The Rock, and I guarantee you, I'm either going to come out with a job, or I'm going to at least entice him to want to talk to me some more to see how we could work together. So the haters are conspiring to keep The Rock away from me. Every single time I'm supposed to talk to The Rock, it gets fucked up. But I'm Dwayne. We're gonna get together. We're gonna get together, brother. And yeah, by that time, Roman will get a divorce and marry me, and he'll be like my cousin-in-law, and it's gonna be all good.
Here's the good thing: is that motherfucker never stops working. So you're gonna have a lot of opportunities.
I just want to elevator pitch him.
Yeah.
And that's all for me. Nate?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm actually driving to Utah this weekend for a quick. I gotta bring a U-Haul. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna be able to do the show next week.
What?
Sorry, I actually just realized that.
My Impact debut.
I just realized that because I have to. My mom bought a house in Utah and she's moving her stuff there, and I'm driving to U-Haul on Saturday morning, dropping off all the stuff on Sunday, and then flying back home Sunday night. So I'll be in the air when our show should be on.
How long does it take to drive there?
11 hours. Yeah, so I'm basically driving 11 hours.
They got Wi-Fi on that airplane, boss?
Real.
Yeah, so that's a bummer. I just really just realized that. I'm sorry.
I make my national television debut.
Pumps.
And this son of a bitch isn't going to be here to bask in my glory.
In the air.
Breaking my heart.
Don't go breaking my heart.
I think my flight takes off at like 9:30, so maybe I can FaceTime into the show or go from Teams for the first 30 minutes of it or so before I board.
At least record us a greeting, and we'll have Shay play out, and we'll have Shay play it at the beginning of the show. We'll have you like on some superstar status, like he can't even be here tonight, but we recorded this message for all the fans. So you won't miss too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. I'll work something out, Pumps. I won't miss your national TV debut show in some capacity, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me on Nathan at Nathan S. Skill and all the things. Be nice to each other. Get vaccinated.
Yes, the Delta variant is real. Be safe.
Yeah, I'm saying my ass in the house because this is getting.
I'm not doing that.
I'm
out doing all the things, but we should get vaccinated.
Yeah,
we should. We're back to COVID protocols at work, so it's coming.
Ugh.
And that's in the South.
Yeah.
Okay, no, wait, on another side note before we wrap it up, I have been very amused by these conservative pundits who are talking about that we should have autonomy over our bodies and we should not be made to take a vaccine or wear a mask. I said, that sounds like a choice. My body was a choice to me.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Yeah, it's odd how that works. Crazy.
Funny how that works. So you mean to tell me I should make my own decisions for my own body without political interference?
That's crazy.
Welcome to the party. Look at how that worked out. But yeah, so that's all we have for this week. Follow me, Giandra LaBeouf, on all the things. Subscribe to Bad Culture TV. Pumps, close it out for us. Where can they get you, sir, so they could see your TV debut?
Pump61 on Instagram, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Impact on either Access TV or at Impact Wrestling on Twitch. Just search for Impact on Twitch, and they do a countdown pre-show, so it'll be the first link that pops up. If it ain't wrestling, it ain't me. Green dinosaur hat. That's what you gotta look for. Second segment.
Yeah, we're gonna do a watch. We're gonna do a watch long. All right, y'all. Well, thank you.
Doing a whole bunch of this.
Hey, shake your booty. I hope you was giving them the booty action. All right, y'all. That's all for us. Maybe we'll do a watch along. Stay tuned to the IllumiNerdi. Follow it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Maybe me and Pumps will do something. Nate will send us greetings from the air, and we'll be back. Well, at least me and Pumps will be back next weekend. Everybody have a good night.
Peace.
At least I have chicken.